Thank you guys for coming back to another episode of Cobra TV, and I am happy to announce the returning champion to this channel, the returning champions of an amazing game, Planet Nomads. I welcome Craneballs Studios' Daniel. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, Cobra. Thanks for the warm and amazing welcome. We are doing great. We've just released the biggest update since launch, 0.7 Awakening, and it's full of really good stuff.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear. You sent me a video that I'm going to go ahead and put it into the, this video when it goes up on YouTube, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, those are the animals that work. Like, we've reworked the AI. So I remember when we were talking, I was explaining to you how every animal will be behaving differently, and some will be hunting you, others will be scared, and they will know when you are, they will like sense when you are wounded, hurt, and go after you. So that was expected to be there with the original launch. It wasn't, but now it's there. Together with some other sweet improvements to the animals. Right.
So I'm looking at some of your patch notes here and things that you guys have changed. And it says, what else is new since May? Okay, it says better game performance. And what's the no more holes in the ground?
So basically, sorry, when we launched the game, so we introduced caves. Which were pretty nice, but they also come together with a noise that was making holes in the ground. So when people were driving the car, and suddenly the car would end up in one of these ravines and holes, and it would get stuck. It would get lost forever. So then we introduced a way to put it out of there with a winch and check. But now, yeah, the holes, it was really like too surprising. Like, you couldn't see them from much too far, and so we got them away. So that's the improvement there. And it's also connected with a different, like, now that we've got rid of the, I would say, like, the 3D noise, we now have a 2D one. So the holes are gone, the caves are gone too, unfortunately, but we're gonna revise that. But the thing is that with that, third dimension gun, the terrain generation is much faster than it was before. So there's now increased visibility of the terrain, and it's generating much faster. So people shouldn't be able to outrun the generation, which was happening. Like, because they were started to make these rail tracks, or how to said that. And basically the thing is that it was. You could go like 150 kilometers per hour, and the terrain generation wasn't able to keep up with that, and it is now.
I see. For somebody who may be watching this video, because we have a lot of new, awesome faces in the audience here, so for some of those people that surprisingly may never heard of Planet Nomads, before we go any further with the patch notes, go ahead and explain to everybody what Planet Nomads is and what makes it unique.
All right. So Planet Nomads is still a sandbox game of survival, exploration, and building. But what makes it unique is that, like, it's probably one of the first ones, or maybe even the only one, which is, tying all the three mechanics together, and mostly building and survival. So the way you are a stranded astronaut on an alien planet, and there are these creatures and other environmental dangers. And it's not like you have a gun. Well, you have one, but it's not the most important thing. It's not like you're trying to kill everything that moves, but it's more about, like, you're an engineer rather than a soldier. And so you're building vehicles, you're building mobile bases and normal bases and shelter, and you're basically using your wit to survive and outsmart the sometimes deadly environment. you also have to take care, of your hydration and food levels, and you have to rest from time to time. There's plenty of survival mechanics in there, and the best way to do that is by building, we got greenhouses, by building these useful things.
I see. So your weapon, or what do you guys call it? It kind of sounds like a space Swiss Army knife. Like it does. It helps you build with. You could build with it. You can fix and repair things with it, and you could also use it for defense, and so on. Right?
Yeah. So that's the XJB600 multi-tool, which is used for, you can manipulate the terrain, you can make holes in the terrain, and you can weld your bases and all the blocks into existence. You can, you can take resources out of something already built and deconstruct things. That's the thing.
Okay.
You can chop down trees with it, and you can partly use it to fight against the animals, but it's not very powerful, so it's not recommended really. But we've added a couple of weeks ago, we've added a personal defense rifle, pulse defense rifle. So there's first gun as well in the game now, and it's better to use that one for defensive purposes.
Okay.
But it's still, if you run into Codillo, and even more so into an alpha male version of Codillo now, it's still not powerful enough to take them head on. So you'd better plan your steps carefully.
Right.
When trying to fight these beasts.
So you're a poor astronaut that ended up getting stranded on this alien planet, and everything is against you're against the odds on everything, from the environment to radioactivity to the animals, staying hydrated, staying fed. And when you're moving around, all of that contributes to what you need to take into your body. So if you move more, you end up needing to take in more food and more water.
Exactly, yes, because there's stamina there. It's depleted when, constantly, but the more you put strain to yourself, the quicker it gets depleted.
Right. So. And is there a story or a lore to what happened to us and why we crashed and where we came from?
It's starting to get into the game.
Okay.
So with today's update, with the 0.7 Awakening update, we've added storylines into the game, and you can find them because there are now wrecks and crash sites and things that have been built by other astronauts on the same mission as you, and you will be able to go through their journals and uncover how they have been faring and why you all have been sent on this mission. And so there's a story emerging right now, basically.
Very awesome. Very good. So you added some more building blocks as well. Round-shaped building blocks. That's one thing I got to say. Like the building mechanics in Planet Nomads is just absolutely amazing. Now, it seems like the possibilities are endless. I've seen some people build some crazy things, and I can guarantee you guys didn't even know that they were possible.
We haven't. Like, last one of those was AT-AT from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which, while it doesn't move, it looks like, I don't want to say a photo, but immediately once you see the screenshot, you will know it's AT-AT.
Wow.
There was something unexpected, and also people started, because we have walls with windows, and they started using it as this tilted roof. We have stairs, and people started to use that as walls. So now there are utterly new
pyramids.
Constructions. Pyramids, for instance. They had, one player has been role playing, and so he created this village that he found, and there were it looked like cottages. So every day there's something new happening.
Right.
being created by our awesome community of nomads, and that's also amazing. Like the life on the forums and the communication with them is pretty amazing. We have, well, for the 5 years I've been doing this is definitely the best community we've had so far.
I can imagine, dude. I can imagine.
Shout out, guys.
Yeah, big shout out to the Planet Nomads community, guys. You're awesome. Much love to you guys. One of the coolest things I remember seeing is somebody made a rolling base that was so big that a rover fit inside it.
Yeah, that was back. It was. I think it was the spider one you're talking about. I think it was one of. Like if it's that one, it was Vasek, one of our 3D artists.
Okay.
And yeah, it was that big.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and the new shape that you mentioned, so they are round shaped. So basically, there's 3 main ones, and with those you can make balls and cylinders that actually roll down the hill, and they add more variety physics-wise and also design-wise.
Right. Very good. So you guys made the nights shorter. What was the reasoning behind making the nights a little bit shorter? Were people saying that they were too long, or what's the story behind that?
Yeah, it was like since the very beginning, it was often very dark in the game, and that was caused by the nights being dark, of course, and also rains were really heavy and frequent. And when it was raining, it got dark as well. So people were not happy with that because it was happening too often. So we are gradually, making the rains not that dark, and then we shortened the night for a while, a little bit, but it was still enough. And so in the end, we made the ratio between the day and the night shorter, because before it was more or less 50-50 on the equator.
Yeah.
But then, like when you realize your real life day, it's not like it's 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. It's more like 6 hours of darkness. So we kind of made it to follow this logic. That's something that we're used to from Earth.
Very good. Makes a lot of sense. It really does. Especially since the way you're talking, nights can get really dangerous. I wouldn't want them lasting too long either.
It can, especially now with the new AI and with the animal behavior, because before they were very much limited and grounded. Like they were really only operating close to their nests. But like I mentioned, with the improved terrain, it's also easier for the animals because they can now, it's less performance heavy on the CPU, so we can have them roam much larger areas now. And so like before, you would have to actively go to the nests and then get some engagement. But so since the update, with today's update, you can get surprised by animals already. Like you don't even have to be like going on the run for the nest, but you can be, minding on your own business, and suddenly.
Yeah. And then it says here, fixed vehicle physics. One of the things that really stood out to me with Planet Nomads is the vehicle physics. I remember, I think I even uploaded this. I built my very first land vehicle, and I ended up cruising it around, and I seen something, and I got out, and I didn't realize it, but I was on a slight slant, and I'm looking, I turned back around because I saw, like, it was at nighttime, and I saw the lights moving, and I'm like, what's going on behind me? And I turn around, and my vehicle was rolling backwards, and I'm running after this darn thing like, oh no, is there a parking brake I was supposed to engage? And the thing got down to the bottom, and it flipped over onto its side, and I couldn't figure out how to get it flipped back over. Now, most people probably would have been upset about that. I thought that was like one of the coolest things in the world because there was consequence for me not paying attention, and I love that.
Yeah, that's one of the scenario that was very frequent, and it was the flipped vehicle. But yeah, like you say, it's definitely entertaining because you see, as you say, that there are consequences.
Yeah,
but
you got to pay attention.
If it happens too often, it can get pretty downing as well. So there is a parking brake now.
Oh, cool. Well, as long as that's cool that there is. Can we forget to engage it?
Yeah. Oh no, it's automatic. Like once you get out, it parks. But if you stay in the vehicle, it's not engaged, and the similar thing will happen if you don't.
Okay.
If you don't take care of.
I see.
Your vehicle.
I see.
And yeah, the thing is, I think that vehicle physics is one of the strongest points of the building of physics in general, because you can have several wheels on a vehicle, and they all behave as you would expect in real life with individual suspensions, and they work on all surfaces and between each other, and the wheel can be used for doing a scale, doing a merry-go-round, anything that comes to mind, really.
Right.
And there's one thing, like, I'm not sure if we're gonna talk about the future and what comes next, because, like, honestly, we just shipped the update and we're not sure ourselves either. So we're gonna have a big meeting next week and talk about what's next. But definitely one of the things that's coming next is like having bigger wheels, so people can build better mobile bases and mobile fortresses. So that's definitely one thing coming.
Okay. Well, there is, since we're on that topic real quick, I promised some people in my community that I would ask.
I think I know
huh?
I think I know what's coming. It's either multiplayer or consoles.
Well, this one in particular is for consoles. And, I told them, they asked me, and I said, I ask them every time, and I don't know, and I'll ask them again for you. I mean, the worst is they could say I don't know, or probably not, or, you know what I mean? So, it's, it's just, it is, consoles. Are there any plans? Have there been any talks? I'm sure you want it to be, but it's not always that simple.
It's not that simple. I think I'll have to repeat myself, like from the past videos. It's still the same. But first, we need to make the gamepad control scheme. On the other hand, it's already partially in the game. Like you can control the Nomad through a gamepad. So we are getting closer to that.
Very good.
And
that's it.
Yeah. So there's some progress there, and with the new generation of consoles, I think the worries about performance are also out of the table. So we're making progress.
Good enough. And I mean, I expected that answer. I mean, you guys are really working hard on the PC version, and you're getting it well rounded, and that's the thing to do. I mean, it's probably pretty hard to try and do two systems, or for two different platforms when you're trying to polish the game up. So I would say to people that let them work on this version on this platform, and we'll see how the future looks.
Exactly that. And it's also like because the PC platform and the early access, so you have people who know what that's all about, and they know that there will be updates. We're doing weekly updates every Thursday. Except one Thursday, like it was last Thursday, we didn't have an update because we were putting this big one together. But otherwise, there's a new update every week, and so people know what to expect. That there will be bugs, and there will be progress still being made, and the game is being changed. And I know there's these programs are coming to, well, at least Xbox, as I know. but I'm not sure about PlayStation. So I think we first need to have a solid, I don't want to say finished product, but semi-finished, you know, very polished product, and then we can port it to consoles. But before that, it's really work on the PC version and getting it near the vision that we have for the game. Because, you know, there's definitely, like, the beginning, the tutorial, the boarding process, it can be complex, quite complex and complicated, and that's something we'll have to work on later down the road. But right now, like, we're focusing on the mid to end game and adding content there, and then we're gonna go backwards and create a accessible game.
Going back to the vehicle physics, I know you guys are going to add flying in. Is that with this update or not?
If it's part of this update, no. We still don't have flyers yet.
Okay.
And I don't want to say the timeline when they are going in, because, like I said, we don't know. But next week we're gonna have that meeting and talk about that. So we'll be updating people on the next milestones. Yeah, I hope next week already.
I see.
Like next Thursday.
What I hope is I see the same kind of level of physics in the flying as we do the driving. The realism.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that you guys are gonna put in there.
Well, basically, we're just gonna add, either the propeller blades or jet thrusters, and then it'll be very similar to wheels. So whenever you place the thruster, that's the direction it's gonna be pushing or pulling your vehicle or
good
spaceship or aircraft.
I see. Good. Very good. Okay, so on the list here, we see personal defense rifle. We talked about that.
It was made more powerful in this update. A little bit more powerful.
Oh, it's a little bit more powerful now. Okay. And generators now are consuming fuel, so we don't have the luxury of just building things and then they work. Yeah, now we got to work for it.
The way of the past. No more.
Right. This is going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, but we've also added, these mining machines, so it's pretty much like at the beginning, you have to really hunt for resources and take care of that, but later on, you're just going to place the automated mining machine and it's going to do the work for you, and you just, once in a while, you just come and collect all the resources, refine them in the refinery to get fuel, put it in the generators, and you're all set. And especially with the uranium generator, it lasts for a long time. So
I see. This next one I'm looking at really has me intrigued. New starting biome, full of table mountains. Explain that.
So it's basically we had, because the biomes in Planet Nomads and on the planet, they are, what's the word? Divided into several tiers of difficulty.
Okay.
And so in the mild temperate climate, there are the starting biomes, which was green forest and deep forest. So they were both green, and so everybody starts the game either in one or the other. And we were pretty tired of seeing the same biomes all over again in most of the YouTubers and in the videos. And so we thought adding a new starting biome would be a good idea. And then also the thinking behind this new biome is that it's very good for driving. It has planes where you can put your driving skills in test.
Okay.
And the mountains, we are still experimenting with the noises and seeing what comes out of them, like the noises used for terrain generation. And table mountain tops came out of this new noise, and so they are, I hope is it a word in is it colloquially correct to say Table Mountains, by the way?
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and I don't know the correct terminology. Yeah. That may be right, but they're like mountains with flat tops, correct?
Oh yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. I cannot wait to see that. And then we have a tutorial that's for people like me who people like me. I struggle with brand new survival games. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things to do. There's so many options. What do I do first?
Yes, there is. I'm with you. Like even though like I've known Planet Nomads for so long and I know what works and how, there's still like once something new is added, I'm like, so how does it work now? Or when we change something and there's constantly something being changed. So
right.
Yeah. I have the luxury of, just asking the devs how the new thing works, but players, especially newcomers, it's really hard for them. So we tried to do more of a step-by-step process of what works and how to operate it. But you're right, it's incredibly complex with the build vision and with connecting electricity and powering the wheels, powering 3D printers. And
my problem is like, what do I do first? That's what I always struggle with. Like the first thing I want to do is build a structure. That's the very first thing I want to do. But that not necessarily always the first thing you should do. And tutorials, I think that's a good idea. Really good. I mean, you had them before. I believe you could go on the I think there was a tutorial tab that kind of showed you how to build a default land vehicle.
Yes, we had that on and it's still in the game. It's pretty useful, like F1 to F4. So there's different parts of the game explained.
Mm-hmm.
But now there is more of a step-by-step tutorial, like explaining each step of it. So like you say, if you want to build something, you first need to place the block, which is not finished. Then you need to weld it. You need resources for that. You need to 3D print the resources, get raw materials to be able to print them. So yeah, there's like 4 steps to even place your first block.
Right.
So that's explained in the tutorial.
Very good. That's going to be useful for me. That's for sure.
And once you are a veteran, you can just turn it off in the options and go on your own. And especially like what to do next. So there's the wrecks that or crash sites that we added. They really add a sense of what I'm going to do next, because as you explore the planet, like if you come into a close vicinity of those wrecks, they're gonna show on the compass on the top of the screen.
Uh-huh.
And you will get there and you will find the pieces of story, as I mentioned before. And you will actually, like yesterday, I only had a chance to play it yesterday when we put the build together to working condition. And it's a really, compared to the previous experiences, so this is something new, like you're going on the planet and suddenly there's a destroyed base from somebody else and you are like getting in, and the feeling is really surreal. Like, how did it get here? What's it doing here? And you want to know more. So this sense of uncovering the mystery, I really enjoyed it, and I hope the players will too.
Well, I'm sure I will. Yeah, definitely. I remember asking you about a sort of story a while back, and you just kept saying, well, there's talks, it's possible, and it's really good to hear now that there is a sort of, mystery, exploring what happened at this crash site. Why is this base abandoned? What happened here? I think that's really cool addition.
I do too. I love stories.
Oh, me too. Now it says, there's something I didn't cover on here. It says over-the-air item dispenser for easy building. What is that?
Yeah, so before, because you have a limited inventory, and like I said, you usually need 2 to 3 parts for each building block. So it was tedious before, like you had to fill your inventory, then you build a couple blocks, and then suddenly you've run out of materials, so you have to go to the container again, put them into inventory, and it was, instead of building like you were playing a in item management simulator or something like that. So now we have this item dispenser, which you can place on the 3D printer or the containers, and you no longer have to come actually physically pick up the material, but you just like staying in the close vicinity of the item dispenser, you can build anything around you, and it's going to automatically use the materials from the containers. Because we have this system, the conveyor system, and like I mentioned, basically you begin with an auto miner. You can build conveyor ports to the 3D printer, and you can put basically an automated production, because you can put 900 pieces of this item, and as the mining machine mines the resources, the 3D printer prints that. Like, so even though it's not there at first, over time it's building that, and it's putting it into the container, and on the container you put the item dispenser, and you can just build massive things without.
Okay, so there's no build limit.
There is no. Well, there is, because what was it? What was the number? Because there's this. His nickname on Steam is Old Gamer. And he basically used like 3,000 blocks on his like tower base, and used conveyor ports for that, and it was starting to get
laggy.
Because we still don't have the conveyors optimized, but that's another thing we're going to be working on next, pretty sure.
Okay, so technically there's no build limit. There's just bugs that need to be fixed.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good news. That's really good news. Is there anything else that you would like to add that we didn't talk about before we leave?
There is one thing, actually, because it's been, 3 months since we launched in May.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready to go on the first sale for Planet Nomads. So on Friday, around 10 a.m., American time, we're gonna go on sale on Steam and GOG and Humble Bundle, and there's gonna be 20% off of Planet Nomads, and it's after this big update and with the sale, it's the perfect day to jump on board.
That's awesome. Very good, man. Very good. Yeah, and there's something else I want to thank you guys for. I haven't talked to you since, but the package that you guys sent me with the autographed baseball cap, dude, I want to thank you so much. That was so amazing to get that in the mail, dude. So amazing.
Well, we were happy to do that for you, because we've been together what is it, 2 years now, 2.5 almost.
Yeah, about 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we felt like it's the least we could do.
Well, it's definitely one of my prized possessions, that's for sure. And
I hope when you go camping one day, the fire starter, it will be useful. I
know. I almost don't want to use it though. Yeah, I'm silly. When I get things like that, it's collector's items.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm silly, but yeah, I mean that stuff. Yeah, it's still in the box and it's still in there, all kept nice and neat. Even the shirt is in there still, free from dust and everything. And it was exciting doing the giveaway for the Planet Nomads. The dude really liked it, so that was really cool. I just want to thank you for that as well.
Yep. You're welcome. You're most welcome, Cobra.
Okay, so Planet Nomads is going on sale on Friday, 10 a.m. American time. I don't know if that's EST or Central.
West Coast.
Okay. All right. So yeah, guys, if you haven't decided to pick up Planet Nomads, now's the time. It's going to be on sale. Big update. Lots of things have changed in it. And, you know, if you do pick it up, I want you guys to send me some of the things that you're building in it. And maybe I'll make a montage video and send it on over to Craneballs and let them see what you guys are doing. Or send me the link to your forum, Daniel, and your community, and I'll put it in the link down below. Maybe we can get some people from the Cobra TV audience here to join that as well.
Yep, I will do that. And basically, on Steam discussions are the place to go. Really, there's when the most action happens. But I will send you the link for sure.
Okay, yeah, definitely. All right. Daniel, thank you so much for coming on. I'm
just happy that we were able to do this interview on such a short notice and really do the timing right when, because, you know, an hour ago, or, well, okay, 2 hours ago, I just pushed the update out and informed all our players that it is out and what's new, and suddenly I'm here talking to you.
Yeah.
It's surreal as well. Everything has been since launch. And we're just happy to be able to, you know, make people happy really and see what they can create in the game. So, like you mentioned, doing a montage, we will be very happy to review that and
cool.
See what people like, where they took the game and pushed it forward.
Very awesome. Yes. If you guys have anything, send it to me over on Twitter at XXXCobra, and also copy it over at Planet Nomads as well. Let them see it, and you know, we'll see if we can get something put together. I think it'll be cool.
Please.
Daniel, been so amazing, dude. You're not. I consider you a friend. Known you for a long time, and I would definitely have beers with you, dude. I want to thank you again. Huh?
You know, I'm stopping by once. If I ever get to States again, I'm stopping by and knocking on your doors.
Oh yeah, it's a deal, dude. It's signed.
All right.
Done. All right, man. You guys stay awesome. You are one of my top favorite developers. You're so transparent. You're very, you know, interactive with the community. It's just amazing the way you guys do your business over there, man. And much respect for you. You're always welcome back on the show. You don't even have to ask. All you gotta do is send me a message, say, let me on. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, Dan.
Okay, that's a deal. So next big update, we'll be back.
Okay, it sounds perfect. Very perfect. Make sure you send me those links so I can let everybody keep everybody informed. Remember, guys, Planet Nomads on sale Friday.
Take care, Nomads.
Right. Yes, take care, Nomads. All right, Daniel, you take care too, buddy.
You too, Cobra. Have a good one.
You too, bud. Stay safe.